Please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we begin tonight, the first application, 2697, property located in North Lindenhurst. That application is being adjourned.
That one.
Is this Burrs Lane?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, property is located on Burrs Lane in North Lindenhurst, and it's being adjourned to October the 1st, 2026. Is there anybody here on that application? Okay. The next thing is that there's been a withdrawal on application 26-154. Sorry.
Yep. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion on application 26-154 to withdraw this application.
Second.
Per Campos Studios letter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, next application is, or the first application? Oh, is there anybody here for that application? Okay. Right, it's been withdrawn. Okay, next application is application 26-128 of Robert Everett Ferretti and Retta E. Ferretti, property located in East Palmydale. Name and address for the record.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Dean Kutsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
Okay, and you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 19th, 2026. Environmental control memo dated August 20th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Homestead Land dated October 20th, 2025. Plans by Certified Drafting dated December 18th, 2025. 3 photographs, and we have the affidavit of posting. Would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay. So the purpose of the project is to add a second floor addition over the existing house. The house is existing as a 1.5-story cape built in approximately 1948. And because the house has no basement and it has no, very little storage, it doesn't even have a garage, they need, the family needs additional living space. The purpose of the proposed second floor would be 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a laundry area on the second floor, also a rear balcony. The variance that we're asking for, and the only variance that we're asking for, is side yard aggregate. Our combined side yards is 27.9 feet, where the requirement is 30 feet. This is a small difference of 2.1 feet. And to give you, each side yard, it's 12.6 and 13.1, which creates the aggregate, and they are existing to the original house. So we're going straight up from the footprint of the house that sits there today without further encroaching, and that's the only variance that we're asking for in creating this second floor addition. Reading the planning department memo, they have concerns about debris on the property. I did visit the site, much of which is like children's toys and some old patio furniture. Speaking to my clients, they're willing to clean that up once they start construction and the workers are there. They will clean that up. Other than that, the variance, from what I understand, is rather minimal in nature. I respectfully ask for this board's approval and will gladly answer any questions you may have.
So the back part of the house, is that where you're going up over there on the kind of like the back part of the house?
No, it's straight. So the house itself, so it's going to be a full second floor in the front half. Actually, the back portion, if you notice, if you see the site plan, there is a 1-story addition with a little roof deck somewhat centered.
So that's not being, it's just the front part that's going up all the way?
Front part, well, yes, but the main, the main part of the front house, not the back part of the front house.
Okay. And the front yard variance you're seeking, you're not coming out any further than it is right now, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so I guess one of the main concerns here is all the debris, if you see it in the picture, I mean, it looks like, to me anyway, and it's hard to tell exactly, but it seems like kind of garbage and paper, there's a lot going on there that needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, and my clients are aware of that, and they were, definitely absolutely willing to comply with cleaning it up.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Question, obviously they're gonna take care of all the stuff in the back, but also if you see in the front, they're gonna take care of the garbage in the front as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And just to clarify, you're only seeking a front yard variance? You mentioned side yard variances?
I don't believe we're seeking wait, 27. Oh, boy.
We have it advertised for a front yard variance from 30 to 27.9.
Oh, boy. All right. I may have misinterpreted that. Correct. So it's a very small difference, and it's on the front yard. I apologize that I misinterpreted it as a side yard. But yes, you're by all means, it's a front yard variance going straight up from the existing footprint.
Okay. Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. I'll make a motion to approve application 26-128 with the condition on the face of the CO that you clean the place up.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you all.
Next application is application 26-145, property located at 215 Santa Barbara Road in Copiague. Name and address for the record, please.
So it says Copiague, but it's actually Lindenhurst falls in. It's right on the border. My name is Kevin Krasowski. I'm the owner of 215 West Santa Barbara Road in Lindenhurst, 11757.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 19th, 2026. Environmental control memo dated August 25th, 2026. You should be aware that you're in a flood zone. I'm sure you are. Suffolk County planning memo dated August 25th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have survey by Scalise Land Surveying, February 14th, 2014. Plans by Turf Shed, dated April 21st, 2026. 4 photographs, and we have the affidavit of posting. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. So good evening to the board and its members. I'm requesting approval for a 10 by 20 foot accessory storage building on the east side of my residential property. Its primary purpose will be the orderly storage of lawn tools, bicycles, seasonal household items, some woodworking saws and tools that are currently difficult to store securely. The proposed location is approximately 9 feet from the neighboring property line and 43 feet from the front property line. I selected this location because it minimizes the structure's visibility and impact on surrounding properties. The neighboring boundary contains mature, dense hedges that are taller than my house, so the structure will be substantially screened and should not create a visual or aesthetic impact. The building will contain no plumbing, bathroom, kitchen, sleeping accommodations, or electrical services. It will not be rented, used commercially, or used as a separate dwelling. The structure will be maintained in good condition, and its exterior will be compatible with the design and materials of the house that it's adjacent to. It will not create additional traffic, parking demand, drainage problems, noise, lighting, or burden on municipal services. The requested relief is modest and limited to the placement of this accessory building. Given substantial screening, lack of utilities, residential use, and distance from the neighboring property, I respectfully submit that the proposal will not create an undesirable change in the neighborhood character or adversely affect nearby properties.
Okay, thank you. Turn our hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchia.
Good evening, how are you?
How you doing?
So is it going to,
Yes,
like right where the cursor is up there?
just adjacent to the house there.
Basically where the trailer is?
Correct.
Yeah, I was there today. It's very well kept.
Thank you.
Are you keeping the other shed that's behind it still?
Correct. That's a smaller shed. It's about 10 by 8. It stores our pool supplies.
Gotcha. And you agreed to the 4 conditions that the shed be installed in a conforming location, no habitable space permitted, no commercial work permitted, and no heating or plumbing?
Correct.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve application 26-145 with the 4 conditions on the planning memo.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Look. Next application is application 26-152, property located in West Babylon on 10th Street. Name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Ashley Lowe Chianese from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York.
Okay, and you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 19th, 2026. Environmental control memo dated August 20th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Plans by Peter J. Barbazon dated August 5th, 2025. That was a survey by them. Plans by Mark Anthony Architects dated October 6, 2025. 10 photographs and an affidavit of posting. What would you like to tell us?
Your last name for us, please.
It's Lowe-Chianese, Chianese.
Thank you.
What would you like to tell us about the application?
I am here tonight on behalf of our clients, Anna Maya and Stephanie Zimber, who are the owners and occupants of the subject property located at 317 10th Street. The property is located in a Residence C zone and has a total lot size of 10,000 square feet. We are here as a result of an application filed with the building department for a proposed wood porch, first floor interior alterations, second floor addition, to maintain a finished basement with an outside entrance, and to maintain a frame shed. As a result of the proposed application, we are here this evening requesting a variance for the front yard setback. The required front yard setback in a Residence C zone is 30 feet, and the proposed side yard setback is 18.8 feet, for which we are requesting relief of 11.2 feet. The existing front yard setback is 24.8 feet, so the proposed porch is what is increasing the front yard setback noncompliance by 6 feet. The clients purchased the home in 2012 and were made aware that the finished basement needed a permit when we first filed for the proposed work in 2025. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here this evening. They had a death in the family, but they respectfully request approval for this one item. That's our only request for the evening. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So they bought the house, the basement was finished,
Yes,
and now we're legalizing it.
yes,
You see that in the comments here about the full bathroom taking out the existing tub?
yes, they're aware that they need to
You
remove the
agree to
tub.
that?
Yep.
And everything else, the bar, the refrigerator, all has plumbing, you need permits for all of that, legalize everything?
Yes. We added the legalizations onto the existing permit.
Okay, and you agree to not further enclose the front porch?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 26152 with the condition that the front porch not be further enclosed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next application, 26154, we stated in the beginning, is being withdrawn by the applicant. Next application is application 26156, property located in West Babylon on 3rd Avenue. Name and address for the record, please.
Joseph Camerata, 6 Schoolhouse Road, East Islip, New York, 11730.
And your relationship to the application or the applicant?
I'm representing the architect from the Architect's Office of Daniel Burko, registered architect.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 19th, 2026, environmental control memo dated August 20th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have a survey by Scalise Land Surveying dated January 26th, 2016. Plans by Daniel C. Burko dated July 13th, 2026. 4 photographs, and we have the affidavit of posting. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Good evening. Dealing with the property located at 262 3rd Avenue, it's located in the southwest corner of 3rd Avenue and 14th Street in a Residence C zoning district. The project is to propose a 30-foot by 12-foot rear dormer, rebuild a 24 by 8-foot breezeway, a 40-square-foot front portico, and a partial garage conversion with some minor alterations. This project will encompass an expanded first-floor bedroom, bathroom with alterations to the living room, kitchen, den, laundry and storage areas with garage space. The dormer allows for 2 expanded bedrooms and a 1 3-piece bathroom on the second floor. We believe that the construct of the project will not decrease the existing substandard rear yard setback of 20.2 feet, which exists for the building itself. The addition is providing the same exact the dormer is not exceeding the rear wall perimeter of the building, so the setback is not being diminished in any way. The front portico seeks relief for the front yard setback, being that it exceeds the size for a permitted front yard encroachment, but it does allow for a covered entry for the family and does bring a pleasant aesthetic value to the property. Should the board see fit to grant an approval, the owners are aware and agree to the condition that the portico is not enclosed at any point in time. That's the presentation, and open to any questions.
Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
Okay, good evening.
I think you answered my questions. You agree not to further enclose the front portico?
Family is aware, and they have no preconception to do so.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Good. That's good.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 26-156 with the condition that the front portico not be further enclosed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
You share?
No.
Santa Barbara.
From Santa Barbara Road? Sir? You don't have to stay. Unless you have absolutely nothing else to do, but no, you're good.
Civics lessons.
Have a good night. Next application, we're going to hear these together. Application 26-160 and 26-153 of G&J Best Way Auto Repair.
We're hearing them together. They're 2 separate uses.
Okay, we'll hear them separately.
Read everything in at one time, I guess.
Yeah, I'll read it all in.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Frank Hiron, 22 Military Street, Dixie, New York, 11746.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on application 26-160, we have a planning division memo dated August 19th, 2026, environmental dated August 25th, 2026. There are a number of things on here. Did you get a copy? It should have been on with the planning memo. Did you pick up the planning memo? So just a number of things on here as far as storage of the fluids and stuff like that. The spray booth. The spray booth is not registered with New York State. It needs to be.
Yes, I have the application. I don't know we had to apply to the state. I thought yes, we had to apply to the town of Babylon, but I know now I had to apply. I had the application in my hand. I had to send it to the.
Are you using the spray booth?
I'm using the spray booth.
Yeah, you can't use it until you get it legalized.
Okay.
Okay. What else was on here? Okay, the other thing is this property abuts residential, and you need to be very cognizant of that. We have a survey by Demaro Engineering dated August 18th, 2010. Plans by Demaro Engineering dated August 18th, 2010. On application 26-153, we have a planning memo dated August 19th, 2026. We have environmental control memo dated August 25th, 2026. And again, those same comments are on that application. Suffolk County Planning Memo dated August 25th, 2026. Decision of local determination, take no position for or against. And on this one, we have a survey by Planners Engineering dated October 13th, 2018. And we have plans by German, Clemens, and Clemens Architecture dated January 31st, 2020. 3 photographs and an affidavit of posting.
Just for the record, I think for 26-160, we have fire marshal. I just don't think it's in your packet.
Yeah, I don't see it.
We will see fire marshal.
And can you please refer to the correspondence?
Yeah.
Items number 14 in your packet.
Yes, we have a letter here in opposition to the application by G. Grant and family. No address. All right, so let's do these, I guess, one at a time. So the first application is the application of 26-160 at 154 Long Island Avenue. So just, I looked at the area. Is 154 the left-hand part of the operation or the right-hand part?
The 154 is the shop.
Is the shop?
That's the shop. The 127, that's a house. We rent the house.
No. The house is not part of the application.
No. Yeah.
It's two different.
Yeah. Okay.
One is, it looks like you have different bays in there and they're doing, repair work. And then the other one looks like it's, body work.
Yes.
So the one that's the body work
160 is the body work.
160 is the body work. Okay, so let's talk about 160 first then.
Okay.
Can we talk about 154 first? It's number 7 on the agenda. We can go in order.
260.
But that says 154 is number 7.
Oh, okay.
154? Oh.
If you're looking at it, number 7 on the agenda, it's 154 with the back.
I have it as 160. All right,
The
whatever.
property owner information is 154 through 160. Subject premises is 154.
On the bottom, no less.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's do 154 first.
And that's what we can have over here, probably.
So, do you want to make a presentation?
Yes, okay. In the backyard, I try to do the extension, but right now I can do much because my architect, he's a little slow to work with me, but I try to extend the building to the back and get the permits to park the cars inside the extension. But right now, we don't have a space where I can park. That's why I park the cars in the backyard, because I don't want to park the cars in front.
So there's an open complaint regarding rubbish tires stacked over the fence. The approval expired over 3 years ago and hasn't been renewed. The site does not appear to be operating within means of previously improved site plans. There were 6 parking spaces allowed for outdoor storage. There's at least 10 vehicles back there on that property.
You're reading 160's memo.
You're killing me.
Thank you.
Number 7.
Okay, so I'll read this one. I wouldn't hear these together. Okay, so on 160, there have been
154.
154.
154 to 160, application 160. There have been complaints since the board's last review. The same thing applies. You haven't renewed the permit. There's violation previously imposed. There is no outdoor storage in the rear yard, and you do have all of those cars stored in the back of the property. What are we doing here?
You know, I tried to apply to do the extension of the building to try to park the cars inside, but I don't have a space where I can park. That's why I try to park the cars over there and clean it up the yard the most I can. But I tried to put the plant to extend my building to park the cars inside. That's I'm working right now to try to get the extension of the building. But so far, right now, I don't wanna work with no permit. That's why I apply for the permit before we continue to do the building.
So you're looking to extend the building?
Yes, I tried to extend the building. We tried like last year. We tried to put the application, but we go a little slow because it's a little problem, the economic problem right now. But that's the goal. We want to go to extend the building to. We don't have no problem to park the cars inside.
But before you extend the building, you need to clean up the property and make it come into compliance. There's also a trailer container on that property, which is not.
Yeah, that trailer is.
Doesn't have a permit.
Yeah, it's new, but the trailer is new. Maybe like
those containers are not new. I've been there before.
It's like 2 months. 2 months.
Those containers are not new. Okay.
Yeah, maybe
I visited this property before. The containers are not new. I mean. And even if they are new, you still need a permit to have the container there.
I tried to apply for the permit, but right now everything is online. And be honest with you, I don't know how to do it, but that's why I hired him to help me to do my permit. Maybe you saw the trailer, the 160, but that one we have a permit. That's the old one I have over for years.
You have a permit for the container?
Yeah, and the 160, yes, I have a permit for the container.
All right, we'll check on that.
Yes, but this one just like maybe 3 months old.
Okay, so what are you going to do to bring this property into compliance before you start to get an extension? I don't think we're going to be issuing an extension permit until the property is brought into compliance.
I'm scared when to work with no permit on my building because I don't want they close my business. That's why I applied to get the permit and continue to do the design by the day I apply for the building permit.
You got to be in compliance before you get the permits. It doesn't work like that. You got to clean the property up. You got to get rid of the outside storage that doesn't belong there. All of that stuff has to be done.
Okay, we clean up a lot of stuff, but I bet I have to clean more. But
there's a lot of cars in the back in that back piece over there.
Okay.
There were some cars on that sidewalk along there also yesterday when I was there. That's all out of compliance. It doesn't seem like you're making any progress towards getting this into compliance, not to mention that your permits are expired as far as, everything else. On this one, the last time it was approved, it expired on June 6, 2025. So this one's a little bit more than a year out of compliance. So
I need to clean up the backyard.
You need to get rid of the outside storage over there. That's all illegal.
Okay.
If you're going to keep that container, you need to permit that container.
Okay, I move everything out of there.
Okay, let's go to the other application. That was 154. Yeah. 154 to 160. This is 160? Am I good now? Okay. On that application, okay, again, it's pretty much the same things, not quite as much as far as outside storage, but there still is outside storage more than was approved, but that approval expired over 3 years ago. So, again, I didn't see that even in the back. Yeah, there's all kinds of, looks like parts and stuff like that behind the building, which I did not see yesterday when I was there because there's a fence on that side over there, and I didn't really see all of that back there. I mean, both these properties, it needs to be cleaned. It needs to get, you got to get rid of all of these parts and everything else, tires, and, it's that. You got to bring these sites into some kind of compliance here before we're going to do anything with these applications.
Okay.
So, how long do you think it's going to take you to get all of that together?
At least like 2 weeks because I need a permit.
Okay.
Or maybe give me like a month, 1 month to clean up everything.
You think you can get it all cleaned up in a month? You can get rid of all of those cars in that back lot and stuff?
I had to find a place where I can park. Yeah, but I'm very sure like in 30 days I can get a place where I can park.
Any other questions from the board?
I have one. How long have you been here at this location?
Listen, I'm started in 2016, and we bought the building in like 3 years ago, and I tried to make everything better, right? Because I know it was a mess before. Right now I do a little better, but I know I had to do more.
You got to do things in the right order because
Yes.
you're putting the cart in front of the horse. So you get yourself, we can't help you. You got to get this cleaned up and straightened up. Right in the middle of a residential neighborhood. We've received letters that this is a problem.
Okay, yes.
So make it a priority. It has to be a priority.
So just a question. So once you clean the property and all the vehicles, you move them out of the way, the container, you have to either legalize it or
Yes.
you have to remove it.
No, I had to legalize it.
So I would say file an application as soon as you can so
Yes.
that can be ready for the next time when you come.
Thank you, yes.
So what are all those cars in the back? I mean, are they in disrepair or what's going on with all of them?
Yeah, I'm do auto collision. We wait. We take the parts to those cars to waiting for the insurance company. They take a look the cars there. That's why we take like 2 weeks, 1 week, like 2 weeks and 1 week. But that's like continue. Few cars leave, and I get more cars. That's why I keep some cars over there to waiting to the adjuster coming to take a look at the vehicles.
Why don't you apply for outdoor storage for 154? I see 160 has outdoor storage of vehicles. Why doesn't
The board had
154.
previously imposed a condition for no outdoor storage with this lot, and given that it has that rental house on the property as well.
you own that rental house as well?
We own the house too.
It's one parcel.
Yeah, my plan is busted up the house and extend the building, but it's a big project. But I need to work almost like another 5 years to collect the money to build everything.
Fix up some of these cars, you get some of that money.
Yeah.
When you say extend the building, would you go straight back? I mean, there's a fence right behind you there. Where would you extend it to?
Just down.
To the left, to the left side. Yes.
To the west, you would remove that house and
Yes, I want to
extend the
move
building?
house and extend the building there.
Okay.
But by the time, maybe I can apply to outside storage. And in that case, can I do it? Maybe we can put the application.
Again, if that's outside storage, I mean, what are these cars there for? Are they going to be repaired? Are they waiting to be repaired?
Waiting to the repair.
Seems like them cars have been there forever, so I mean...
I have few cars, yes, that's junk. But yeah, how...
Well, then if some of them are junk, can't we just, junk them? It's... Yeah, where are the tow trucks stored? Are they
No,
stored?
those tow trucks, I can put it in front of the shop to sleep in nighttime.
You put them inside the bays in the
Yeah,
nighttime?
we can put them inside.
I will say this, it looked cleaned up in the front more than the last time I was there, but, outside of that, And by the way, when I went past it yesterday, they were doing body work outside on a fender that they were grinding down and stuff outside of this building.
Yes, sometimes I try to explain those guys, they don't do anything there, but they don't follow the rule, but I try to explain those guys, they can't do anything outside.
Any other questions from the board?
Yes, over on 26th Street, are those also your vehicles there parked?
That's my workers,
Workers?
Your workers' vehicles? Okay.
yes.
How many people you employ there?
10.
You got 10 cars on the street?
The workers?
No. You see the cross the street, the space, as the empty space over there, I'm renting to the church, and we park over there by the white car and the gray car right there. I'm renting that space today, parking over there. But that's a Thursday, I think, the picture, because Thursday the garbage truck coming to pick it up the dumpster there. That's why they parking in the street. But I rent that space to they park over there.
So you rent that space?
Yes, just for park, for my people park over there.
So if you rent that space, the vehicles on 26, they can't park over there?
You know,
Oh. Okay. So normally they're not there?
yeah, they don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close both hearings. We're going to reserve decision. We'll keep the record open if you would like to supply us with some information as to how and when you're going to clean this up. But you're going to have to do something pretty quickly on this, okay?
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next application is application 26-159 of Professionals Choice Auto Body Inc., property located in West Babylon. Name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Marissa Padavano. I'm from Farrell Fritz, 100 Motor Parkway. And we are representing Professional Choice Auto Body.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning memo dated August 19th, 2026. Environmental control memo dated August 25th, 2026. Again, there are some things in here about, storage of the fluids, washing of cars to be done on site. The applicant, if you're going to wash cars on site, you have to get a permit from the DEC. Should have got a copy of that with the planning memo.
Yes, so if I could address that. There is no car washing that actually happens on the site. They might rinse it down with the hose at the end just to get some dust and debris off, but there is no actual washing being done.
Okay.
Okay, so disregard.
Fire marshal's report, you passed inspection. That was done on August the 10th, 2026. Suffolk County Planning Memo dated August 25th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Vito Valenti, land surveyor, dated September 11th, 1928. Okay. Plans by Vito Valenti. Maybe that should be 26. Plans by Vito Valenti dated September 11th, also 1928. Is that possible? Probably not.
Let me check this out.
10 photos and an affidavit of posting. Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, so this is a renewal application. We are seeking renewal of the special exemption permit for the continued use of an auto body repair shop and outdoor storage of vehicles. There has been no change to this business in any way since the last time we were here. We were here in 2021 under application number 21-115, where it was granted for us to have 5 years continued of the special use. Prior to that, it was improved in 2016 for, again, 5 years. And this application has been renewed for approximately 30 years at this point. So keeping with that precedent, we are again asking for it to be renewed for another 5 years. We have all positive memorandums, especially from the planning board. The condition of the site is pristine. The outdoor storage unit holds any kind of wreckage or debris that's not able to be seen from the street, and even that's minimum. Their specialty is Corvettes. So if you do see some of their cars they're working on the street, they are some beautiful Corvettes. You can see it as you pass on Sunrise Highway. There's no wreckage, there's no debris, there's no car parts around the area. It's very well run. They keep, everything is clean and neat. There's been no community complaints as far as we are aware. And there's plenty of parking to accommodate their customers, their workers. There's a parking lot to the west there, as you can see next to the apartment complex, as well as parking along Sunrise Highway.
Good.
Yes.
Anything else?
I could go into the special use permit criteria if you would like. I mean, I think we hit all the, all the requirements set out in the town code 213-13. And if you'd like me to elaborate, I'm more than prepared to.
Okay. All right, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
Yes.
I said, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
The place is very well kept. It's very nice. I don't live too far from it in the neighborhood, so I have no questions. It's
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 26159 for a period of 5 years with a certificate of occupancy subject to previously filed conditions and covenants and restrictions for auto body repair work.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I didn't even realize you were here.
This is true.
He's always been the one that I second.
Next application is application 26103 of Louis Miguel and Belinda Cora, property located in Dix Hills.
Yeah, you could have gone out and looked at some of these.
Exactly. I didn't realize Rachel was here. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Dean Katsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801. Okay.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated July 1st, 2026. Environmental control memo dated July 6, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Michael K. Wicks dated May 7th, 2026. Plans by A1 and A2 dated 5/28/26. 10 photographs, and we have the affidavit of posting. Would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, good evening once again. I'm here together with my clients, Luis Miguel and Belinda Carrera of 1835 Straight Path in Dix Hills. Previously, we had adjourned this hearing to give us more time in an effort to work with the homeowners to try to bring the property closer to compliance, given the lengthy letter from the planning department. So regarding the planning department, one of the variances that we were asking for was a gazebo with a side yard of 6 feet and change. My client is willing to relocate the gazebo so it's 8-foot setback, thus eliminating the variance for the gazebo and withdrawing that variance number 3 from this application. So based on that, we still need the remaining items that are for variance. So the first one that we're asking for is building area. The requested building area is over largely by a good portion of it is 940 square feet of paved surface. So that is, it's just it's concrete pavers on grade, which is not really visible from the street or anywhere else, and it's necessary because that's the patio space, and it connects the walk. It's a walkway between the various entrances on the house to get to the shed and to get to the roofed over patio and the other structures. So we're asking for a variance from 20% to 32.8%. So it's over by 1,673 square feet. And like I said, much of it is paved. The other variances that we need front yard setback. Oh no, we need variances on the number of structures or number of accessory structures. We have a total of three. I apologize here. I lost my train of thought. Okay. All right. The second variance that we need is to diminish the distance from the front street line at Eaton Place from 40 feet to 6.4 feet for shed number 1. This shed has existed in that position for many years. It is screened by the existing fence, which I'll talk about in the fence variance, and this shed also adds to the number of accessory counts. So. The accessory structures do have 2 storage sheds and a small outdoor bar, which is the bar is low profile, strictly for typical, just outdoor gatherings, a place to serve food and so on, and for recreation. The 2 sheds are just for storage. And then the next variance we have is to have a total of 3 accessory structures where only 2 are required. The 3 are the 2 sheds plus the outdoor serving bar. So we have 3 outdoor structures. And then our last variance is to allow a 6-foot fence beyond the front building line of the house. The property is located on a corner lot with 2 front yards along Straight Path and Eaton Place. The Eaton Place frontage functions strictly as a family's rear and side yard, and requiring the fence to provide privacy and a place to have their rear yard and have their yard space. If we were to be compliant with this, we would essentially cut their backyard in half. So looking at Google Maps and other images, this fence has been there for many, many years, and previously it was a wooden fence, and my clients had replaced it at some point to a PVC fence, which gives it a nicer look. Planning did have concerns regarding site obstructions for this fence. I'd like to point out that I measured with my client. The fence is 26 feet away from the neighbor's driveway and 28 feet away from the applicant's driveway. So it is pretty far from any of the driveways. It's also far from the main street there, the Straight Path. So it does not create any line of sight interference, blind spots, or any traffic safety hazards. As far as neighborhood characteristics, corner lots and fences are common throughout the town of Babylon. To my understanding, there are many houses that have obtained variances and permits for such conditions. I'd like to point out that one that's right there is number 1 Dick's Circle, which you can actually see on the aerial, also has a fence and a shed. which is very similarly positioned to what we have. I filed several FOIL requests for other homes too that have similar conditions. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get those back in time for today's hearing. My client also made me aware of several other homes as well, which were able to get variances for fences and sheds within the front yard on a corner house.
You don't know if any of those were approved by this board, correct?
Okay, so the ones that my client was able to find some that were approved by this board, again, not through FOIL requests, but from online searches. Number one that I can tell you straight up would be application number 25-052, 2 Quinty-9 Drive in Amityville, a 6-foot fence beyond the building line. And it was approved in May of 2025. And another one that was a very similar situation, I checked it out on Google Maps before I came in, is 207 Arnold Avenue in West Babylon. That's application number 25-042. Requested a 6-foot fence near a driveway, amongst other variances. So, to my understanding, having fences on corner lots is a rather common request. And, you know, this was built in a way that it doesn't block any visibility. It, you know, there's no danger. There's, you know, in this area, it doesn't even have a sidewalk there. So it's, and there's a good amount of, there's at least 10 feet of grass between the, you know, between the street and the fence, so it's not even up against the street. So there's definitely some space in between the street and the fence. There's space between the neighbor's driveway, there's space between my client's driveway, and there's also a vacant wooded lot across the street. So it's even less impact to any, you know, immediate neighbors or anything like that. So directly, if you notice on the aerial, directly across the street is a vacant wooded lot. Just one other thing, my clients have no objections to some conditions recommended by the planning, that there'll be no plumbing in the accessory structures and the gazebo to be kept with the sides open and unenclosed. That would conclude my presentation unless you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Parodi.
That's the one I get. You said Dix Hills. What? I'm so confused.
Okay. Okay. I was paying attention. So what's the need for 3 sheds? Can you go over that again for me?
All right, so it's really two
sheds and a gazebo, I'm sorry.
I know, all right, so 2 sheds and a serving bar. The gazebo technically does not need a variance anymore since we're willing to move it to a conforming location.
Okay.
And the photos that you see there, I have submitted updated photos. There was construction going on at the time those photos were taken. If you, you know, I don't know if you have access to it, but we did submit updated photos with the yard fully cleaned up. And, you know, at this point, the construction is complete. The landscaping is complete, so the house looks much more attractive than what you see in those photos there. The 2 sheds are strictly for storage, and the one, like I said, the one has been there for a very long time. That's the one you're pointing at there. The second one was built more recently. The third accessory structure is the outdoor kitchen, which again, you know, the outdoor kitchen, or we call it a kitchen, but there's really just a serving bar. It's just a roof-over serving bar, so when they have guests over, they can serve food at the bar and drinks at the bar. But like I said, there's no plumbing or electric in that structure. And it's open, it is an open-air structure, so it's not enclosed either.
So you have the two sheds and you have that serving bar that,
Can shed number 1 be relocated? Does it have to be up against the fence there?
We definitely, I've met with the clients on this, and there's really nowhere else to put it. Anywhere else would take up their valuable grass space in the rear yard. The fact that it's been there for a long time, even before, I don't know if you realize there was a fire in this house. The house, and it was recently completely rebuilt, and that shed is one of the things that remained from the house that was there originally. So there was no need to, being that it was there for a long time, we feel that it's something that there's no objections from any neighbors or anybody. And as I said, there's a similar condition diagonally across the street. If you look at the aerial map at number 1 Dick's Circle. So it is something that is common, and even in some of the addresses that I mentioned earlier had conditions with fences and sheds on corner lots in a similar position. So we feel it's not a substantial variance to have that shed there. And as I messaged, being that it is behind the fence, it's screened from, the public, anybody driving by or walking by.
what brings you here tonight? Why are you guys here tonight?
This was the result, again, there was permits issued for the house itself to rebuild the house after a fire.
Okay.
These structures some of them were existing from before, and some of them were built as a result of to complete the backyard for their use.
So you were here because of the fire, I get that, and then other structures were built after the fact?
Correct. Or some of them were built before the fact, but nonetheless, they either they existed before the fire or they were built after the fire. There was no permits for these structures, and that's what brings us here tonight to legalize these outside structures.
I have a question. So you mentioned 2 properties in Amityville and West Babylon that they have fence in the corner.
Yes.
But on your property, you don't have a fence in the corner. You have it in the issue is the fence is all the way to the street. It should be to the front house.
When I say corner, I mean corner property, meaning it's a property that abuts 2 streets. We're on the corner of Eaton Place and.
No, I understand that, but on those 2 properties that you mentioned, do they have a fence that goes all the way to the front of the street, how your fence is, or do they have a fence on the corner property? Which usually they do. They have it right to the front, to the side of the house.
Okay.
Because the issue is that your fence is way too far past the front of the house. Not that it's on the corner property.
All right, so right now I'm taking a look at the one on 207 Arnold Avenue in West Babylon. I'm just Google mapped it right now. That 6-foot fence appears to run parallel with the sidewalk right up against the side street Arlington, and probably a more substantial request than what we're asking for here. They have a much smaller property. Their fence is right up against the sidewalk, and it also appears to go right up against the neighbor's driveway as well. So I feel that's a more substantial request than what we're asking for.
You said 206 Arnold?
207 Arnold.
207.
How much space is there between the shed and the fence?
No, it's okay. So oh, go ahead.
All right. Give me a moment.
It's not
right, so the shed to the property line is 6.3 feet, but the fence is another 2 feet in, so it's approximately 4 feet between the fence and the property line. Or no, the fence and the shed. So that 6.3 number that you see is from shed to property line. The fence is inward.
So you're really only about 2 feet from the property line?
The fence is 2 foot inward of the property line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the other case I mentioned, it appears that the fence is right up against the sidewalk, which
And
is
that was
essentially-
approved by this board?
To my understanding, again, it's not, so my client, was able to search this property, and it came up with app number. It says it's approved, but again, we didn't, I filed several FOILs as well, which were not returned. It's been more than 3 weeks. I don't have my FOILs back for the properties that I searched, which had similar conditions.
So I'm looking at the property of 207 Arnold Avenue, and I see the corner fence, but it's to the backyard, and if you see to the south side of his house, his fence is not all the way to the front property on Arnold. Yours is all the way to the property on Eaton.
On Eaton?
Yes, so do you see his friend in the front, on the front yard, it's not all the way to the front on Arnold.
But it's all the way to the front on Arlington. Again, it's a corner house, and there, I know it's...
But it's two different things. I mean, I get that he has a fence there, but we're talking about the fence on Arnold, not on Arlington.
No, the address is Arnold, the fence is on Arlington. Just like our house is, the address is Half Hollow Road, the fence is on Eaton.
Correct, but you see on, okay, I'm trying to explain it. His fence on Arnold, it's not all the way to the front.
Correct, his fence is a smaller fence, yes.
It's right to where the front of the house is.
Yes.
Yours is all the way to Eaton. That's what the issue is.
I disagree with that. We're approximately set back 2 feet from the property line on Eaton, and approximately another 10 feet to the roadway, where this house on, the side facing Arlington, the fence it appears to be right on the property line, right up against the sidewalk. So I feel this one on, I know we say the address is Arnold Avenue, but Arlington Road, just from looking at it on Google Maps, it's right there. The fence is right there.
Okay, no problem. I think, okay.
Just a matter of housekeeping. I'll make a motion on application 26103 to eliminate variance number 3, diminish distance to east side lot line from 8 to 6.5 for a gazebo.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other questions from the board on this one? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. You get decision in the mail, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna have to show revised plans for the gazebo.
Okay.
Next application is application 26107 of Wine Dance Realty, 7 Inc.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, no.
You're right.
Property located in West Babylon. Like, no, I screwed this up. No, it's sponsored. Name and address for the record, please.
It's Michael Arado, Captain Permit, 535 Broad Hollow Road. It's Suite B16, Melville, New York.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated July 28, 2026, environmental control memo dated August 5th, 2026. If approved, this would need a negative declaration. Fire marshal inspection on August 4th, 2026. Past inspection. Suffolk County Planning memo dated August 24th, 2026. Decision of local determination. Take no position for or against. Survey by Construction Land Survey dated October 22nd, 2024. Plans by Long Island Engineering and Architecture dated May 22nd, 2025. 14 photographs, and we have the affidavit of posting. What would you like to tell us about the application?
So we're here today seeking a 10.3 front yard setback for a canopy to cover a drive-through area and a new Dunkin' Donuts that's being proposed to be built in West Babylon. The current proposed setback is 14.7, where 25 feet is required. These canopies are a very common structure on food establishments that offer drive-through or carry-out options, as they protect the customer and employees from the weather. They also add characteristic to the buildings. The location of this building was established through many planning board meetings with the town, and the setback of the building cannot be adjusted without compromising the necessary drive-through areas, as well as proper and safe entrance and exit pathways. The planning board approved this site plan on July 13, 2026, resolution number 2026-104. The planning board has reviewed this plan and agreed that this building wouldn't have a substantial, if any, adverse effect on traffic, noise quality, or the proposed canopies will not cause a negative impact on the nearest neighboring property located directly across, which appears to have been used for some sort of storing trucks or construction material. We feel that this new proposed Dunkin' Donuts and site update will be a major improvement for these 3 lots. The owner is aware of the preservation requirements for this area when he removes any vegetation, and he plans on collecting and keeping stormwater from the site with multiple 10 by 8 foot deep dry wells in conjunction with the current sewers located in this district. While these conditions will be self-created, we don't feel that if this application was approved, it would create any sort of negative impact on the area. And we're unaware of any opposition to this application.
North of Lowell's.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Okay, I'm just going to read the condition with the Suffolk County tax map. Do you agree to merge tax map number 0100-78-2-58596061 to be merged?
Correct.
You agree to that? And you do understand that you'll need to come back to us regarding your signs?
I do.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to adopt a negative declaration for application 26-107.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. What was that, Ben?
To vote on it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 26-107 with the condition that the tax maps the property be merged into one.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night, everybody.
That ends the live streaming portion of our